Hey guys, it's Saturday. I would say morning, it's just afternoon. Anyway, I'm down here getting back after my aluminum, and I've been eyeing this angle I cut since I did it. So on the uprights of the fenders, I'll take you over there and show you. It's going to be hard to contour a panel in there. My wife's going to do some painting on it, so I can't really bend it, so I need to run a flat run, and it's going to be a little bit tricky. So I've been down here cutting up, working with CAD, got cardboard shards everywhere, been cutting all morning, and I think I have something that's going to work. So just about ready to cut it. I'll walk you over there and kind of show you what I'm looking at. And it's going to be a little bit different style than what I had first imagined it being. And I think it's going to be okay though. And I'll show you on the semi-mog. I had some panels I needed to put some edging on. I can't stand vibration and rattles. So on the big roof panels, I did the lizard skin, heat, and sound deadening on all of them to keep the vibration and whatnot and the sun heat to a minimum. I don't believe I'm going to go through all that effort on these because they're not actually in the passenger compartment. And so I'm just going to put like rubber washers behind all my hardware to isolate it. And then I'm going to order this silver edging. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it actually looks pretty good on the aluminum when it's done. And so probably what I'll do is wrap all the edges in that. It'll keep it from rubbing. And hopefully we can get everything tightened up so we don't have any vibration issues on it. But like I said, it's going to be a little bit different than what I originally planned. But we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so you see there how that wraps in? I need to do a flat run. And so what I'm kind of looking at doing is, can you see that? Anyway, I'm going to work this cardboard up in there, keep it flat, and I've made an adjustment there at the top. Now, there we go. You'll have to trust me that I did get this to lay in there. It's kind of difficult to do one-handed, but I've made a little adjustment on it. I think when I get it worked in here right, it's going to come back really close to the body. And what I'll do is I'll be able to put a tab off down there, tabs over here, and then I'll probably use like a piece of thin angle and tack it off that bar and tweak it out where I can catch a tab through here. And what I'll be able to do then is get everything flat and held solid. And I think of this, when I get done, is going to run all the way back here almost to the paint. And then when I put the edging over it, I think it's going to be okay. And it's probably going to look pretty cool. The other piece I'll be able to do more traditional, how I've been doing it. But this right here is going to be the same story. So anyway, the fact these bars don't run parallel, it creates some challenges. But here's what I've got drawn up. Again, apologize about the reflective surface. So as you can see, I have modified my template. And that should take up that gap at the top. See how that comes back? And so basically what I do is I take a mark where it stops meeting the body. I guesstimate, like roughly, use a tape measure too, but on the multiple planes it's a little difficult, how far back it needs to go at the top. And then I make that point, that distance back, and then just connect it. So that's what I've done here. So this will be the piece I cut. This will be the first cut of the day, and we'll see how that goes. But let me show you over here. Again, pardon the mess in here. It's tight confines and whatnot. But see how I did the panels on the semi-mog? We did more like an undulating, and but this was 1.5 tube to 1.5 tube, and over here I'm running. This is some of the paint work. This is like what my wife does. So this will be something like this, and then you can see even the paint in here. And we even put stickers underneath and clear coated over them on the main fender panels. So similar process here on the dash. You can see all that. There's my removable panel. That's the switch gear for the semi-mog right there. So all that comes out. But anyway, this is what I wanted to show you right up here. And you see, that's where it's rubbed a tree. But stuff's pretty durable. It's held up pretty good. I do hit stuff. And I think right there's a Thunder Chicken. Everybody see that? Firebird engine, so I had to put a Thunder Chicken on the top. But anyway, is that edging. It lays pretty good. If you nick a little relief in the corners in the 90s, like on the back side, it'll fit in tighter. So, this old girl needs a bath and everything, but anyway, that's pretty much what we're going to do, and it's worked out on this one, and hopefully it'll work on the next one, so we can give it a shot. Hey guys, I got this panel cut. I'm going to put it right up in here, and if you see here, I've welded in some little bitty tabs, and I want to say this is I think this is 3/4 by 1/8 flat strap that I cut down. And if you notice, I've drilled a hole in each one, and I drill that before I put it in, and that's where my inserts are going to go. Okay, so I haven't installed the inserts yet. I got my nutsert tool right here, and what I got to do first, I'm going to dig the rest of these out of my pocket, and then what I got to do first is mark this panel, because once you put this on there, how do you know where to do your holes? So today, if I got room, I just use a paint pen, right? Well, I don't think I got room today, so I'm going to use some thick grease on the end of a bolt. Okay, so right there, see that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this up in place where I want it. And then I'm going to come in from behind, and I'm going to mark the panel from the back side. I said that. It's nice when you can see the panel from the back, but anyway, let's see here. I need a little bit more grease. And all I'm looking to do is make a point so I know where to drill my hole. Now then, this falls off on the floor, and I can see my scratch right there. So you gotta remember, this is the back side of the plate. So we're gonna drill our holes through from the back side, and I've got all 3 holes marked. So when I drill those 3 holes, and then I get it up here, the holes will line up with the holes back there. So now I can take and get some of this grease off of me. I'll take and do the nutserts real quick, and then I'll drill them holes out. And I'm just using 1/4-inch hardware. That'll be plenty. And 3 bolts for this little bit is plenty. But what I'm going to do is I'll probably drill my holes in my plate to about 3/8 of an inch. And the reason I'm doing that is, as I pull it in, it's going to distort a little bit because it's not completely flat. Like, I'm using the edges hung up over the tube to hold tension on it to keep it from rattling, okay? So when you do that, the price you pay is it distorts your plate a little bit. I think it looks cool. I don't mind it. And anyway, I think for what you gain out of it not vibrating and rattling around, it's worth it. So I just over drill my holes a little bit, and I'm going to use bolts, locks, and flats. So there's a little Doyle insert tool from the Harbor. I've had a few. I think I talked about this in another video. I really like this one. It works really good for 1/4-inch. But I have a Smitty belt that I use for my bigger ones. 3/8, 5/16, and whatnot. And anyway, this one's kind of nice. But I broke my die. I got good crimps and all that. It looks good. So I got my die, broke it for the Smitty belt. So instead of ordering another one, I just ordered a second tool. And I'm actually kind of glad I did, because this one's more compact. It's got a little spring back in the handle. I just think it fits a little bit nicer. Alright guys, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to go drill my holes. and I'll come back and I'll show you the final fitment. Hopefully it fits. Alright guys, here it is sucked in. Just gotta pull it tight. And then when I get the rubber washers isolate and everything, it should be pretty good. You see it? I think it looks pretty good. Flows in there nice. I'll get this bottom panel. I'm still kind of fighting internally with that one. It just ain't hitting like I want it to. And I put the doors on to make sure it would clear. And that brought up a whole nother can of worms. So anyway, I've got a compromise going on here. Wife came back down today, helped me look at it and figure out, like, I think I'm good with it. I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see how it comes out. And these doors don't fit very good, so I don't even know how often the doors are going to be on. I'm hoping when I get the windshield and all that replaced, they'll fit better. But the cage comes into the... just the A-pillar, the roll cage, comes over into the passenger, like into the top of the door frame. So anyway, that's a bit of an issue. But we'll work around it and catch up with you in a bit. This is just terrible. Hey guys. So I've been working on this panel for way too long. I'm embarrassed to even say how long I've been working on it. I mean, I started out with a cardboard template this morning, really thought I was going somewhere. I could not get the line right. Then I thought I better put the door on and see where it hits on the door to make sure I'm not working myself into a corner. Put the door on, I find some damage to the roll cage. I don't know how I missed that, feel pretty stupid there. So it is going to get a front A-pillar and new top bars. I'll have to cut apart the cage. Redo it, that will not happen before Ohio. But this is just, another thing. She just doesn't want to leave the shop. So she's going to be in here a bit longer. But we'll do a better A-pillar and brace it off. We'll get it all done up. Apparently when this thing was rolled, it was rolled pretty hard. And I was questioning the cage work the other day, looking at something. And I really got to looking at it today. And part of me wishes I hadn't, but better now than finding out when it collapsed on the trail. So, but anyway, guys, this right here, I tried to clearance it to make it fit the door. I wanted it to hug here. I just cannot get the line right. My original bracket was at the wrong angle. And, of course, I used angle iron this time because I didn't want it to pivot on me. I wanted to make sure it held good if we hit something. So I got to work in there with the 4.5 grinder and eat the entire angle off because it was too close to the paint to plasma cut, and I didn't want to damage the tube. So we've had a lot of fun on this door today, and, man, it just looks terrible. Like, it doesn't line up. Nothing's right. Sometimes you get to a point where you've over-massaged something. You've tried to make it work so long, and you should have just thrown in the towel, and you should have just started over. My wife, who's also my accountant, she corrected that from last night's video. There's not two. There's my wife, who is my accountant, and my son, Zeppelin. They come down, and they took me, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes worth of looking at it and sketching up a new panel, and we cut it in. And let's see, I got it laying around here somewhere. Let me get this one off and see if I can find it. But I mean, I tried everything. I tried walling the holes so you just rotate. There's anyway. So I got this one off. You can see I had to roll these brackets in here to get my angle set. I screwed this one up big time. And I had welded a piece of angle like this and shaped it and everything. And then I had to grind the entire thing off. And then I just welded in a tab. And it's in there. Anyway, everything's inserted. But now this is going to be another triangle. I'll reuse it somewhere else. I won't throw away a piece this big. But let me see what we got here. Oh, let's see if this one fits any better. So, the part that was bothering me on the other one was that top line wasn't lining up with the other panel. It's really, I'm bad about getting tunnel vision. Like, something will start bothering me and I just have a hard time moving on or going somewhere else. And, so anyway, I wasted way too much time on what this is. And I'm probably the only person in the world that would have cared. But, as of right now, I'm pretty much the one of three people that actually matter on their what they think of it. So I had to do something. Well, let's see what we got now. I'm gonna suck that in a little bit there, and then that'll bow that down, and then get that pulled in, and there we go. The angle's still off a little bit, but anyway, that bolt will be all right. I'll get some rubber behind there that'll help form it out, and we're still gonna be able to paint this. And now it kind of sweeps up into that body line and this top edge and even that edge. I think the flow in general is a lot better. So if you look at this whole fender, I'll probably get some black edging on here that'll help tie it in, give it that definition. But I do like how I got it sucked up against the body a little bit better, and the door does clear. So everything fits a lot better. Finally, I can move on and I can fight this piece. So we'll see how that goes. Hey guys, end of the night. It's after midnight again. Anyway, some days you come down to the shop and you work it, and some days you come down to the shop and it works you. Today was the latter. Yesterday was a good day. Everything went smooth. Got all the big panels cut. Today, I struggled all day long. I'd like to say the issues I had on the rear fenders were the most frustrating. I did find a creative solution for the front, but man, I just fought everything. So anyway, here's our scrap pile. Still not doing bad. I used one of my scrap pieces but made another. So anyway, I'll get them incorporated in. We're good. But here's what it come out as. And got my lines pretty tight. I had to notch it for that bolt head. As you can see here, I rolled this around. And this is going to keep a ton of mud off of us and trail debris and whatnot. And back here, I would have liked to have rolled this over. I think that would have looked cooler. But with the bow, because of the twisted uprights, they're not parallel, it would have kinked. I don't believe I could have pulled it off. So I didn't even get these top panels mounted today. So I still have to come back and do that. Bolt those in. I got one more panel to make on the rear for that hole. And then this side, with the exception of bolting in the top panels, hopefully a few hours tomorrow, and we'll be done with this side. I did get some goodies in the mail today. I got my GPS Speedo. It's up and wanted a sweeping gauge instead of a digital readout. And it comes with a little GPS antenna. I'll get that tabbed in up on the fender over there or something. We'll make use of it somewhere. But it looks pretty nice. I like it. 80 is probably optimistic, but that was the lowest they had. And I got a new mirror, which I like how it mounts, kinda, but it's gonna hang really low. I did not realize how far down the offset was. So anyway, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. I guess I do have to redo this whole A-pillar. So there's the dent. I don't know if y'all can tell that from here. But yeah, I don't know how I missed it. All that metal's so twisted over there. I never caught it till I was fitting this door up. And I couldn't figure out why the cage was holding up the door until I got to looking at my dash gap, and the guy had clearance the dash to put the roll cage in, and he had done the same over there. Well, it's recessed over there and it's out over here. So at some point when it got laid over, it flopped pretty good. So luckily this is flanged up here, so I can get to the flanges. So I'll have to pull that out. I'll pull the cowl off, and not the cowl, but the B-pillar, whatever you want to call this. Pull the targa bar off, and I'll have to cut all the tube loose across the top. I don't really have the option to redo this unless I want to take it all the way to the frame, and then I'll have to cut it apart and pull it out of the body. I probably will just leave that and rework off of there and work in a new front section. But I'll do it more like I did over here on the Sammy Mog, and I'll do the higher windshield bar and brace off like that. I think, I don't think, I know I like that better. But anyway, we'll get that worked in, get that worked up, and keep on trucking with it. But that work will not be done before Dayton. So we may go do the light trails in the woods, but this thing will not be hauled to any events until I get the front end of this cage redone. I had noticed this the other day, and both sides have it, and it made me really nervous looking at it, and I was trying to figure out what's going on here. I'm hoping he has sleeved it, but I don't feel any rosettes like where it is sleeved. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll cut all this out and start over on the front end. But that's where I'm at, guys. So it's really not bad. I think when you look at it from all angles, it's pretty cool. I do like how tight I got it in here to the body line, and even that's pretty neat. So there's a lot of stuff I do like about it. There's some stuff I don't, but that's how it is some days, man. You win some, you lose some. So we'll just keep plugging away. Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.